And you'll be in the middle, Chip, correct?
No, I'm going to be over here.
No, it's your show.
No, the guest is always in the middle.
The guest is always in the middle. Mm-hmm.
What are these called? These segments called?
Fitty and Chip's beer reviews.
Yep.
But they're more like storytelling. We should really call them like
It is, yeah.
Fitty and Chip's beer tales from the basement.
Oh.
In this episode of Chop and Brew, we're in the basement of Thomas Liquors with our old pal Fitty and the ever so handsome Nate P. to sample 3 beers from Fulton Beer. A lovely spiced winter ale with a heartwarming mission statement, a roasty stout worthy of a snow emergency, and the reigning king of Minnesota IPAs. There's a lot of laughs ahead, but also a little bit of adult language, so plan accordingly. Quick reminder that all Fitty and Chips beer reviews are brought to you with support from Imperial Yeast, who are embracing winter currently with their limited edition Danish lager strain L25 Huga, as well as our bundled up Patreon party people. Join them in supporting the show at patreon.com/chopandbrew. All right, everybody. Happy New Year. First brew review in the basement of Thomas Liquors of 2024. We're joined by the one and the only
Wonder Twin Powers.
Shore Lunch with Nate P. Nate P.
Hey, dog.
Hey, boys. Thanks for having me down to the old basement studio down here.
So besides being Nate P. of Shore Lunch with Nate P., the YouTube program.
The YouTube sensation. Tens of followers.
He is also...
You know, if you're watching this, you better go down over to YouTube and smash that subscribe button on Old Shore Lunch with Nate P. It'll be your second favorite show.
Yeah, Nate P. is also a sales rep for Fulton Brewing Company. If you remember Fulton from the way back, episode 1 of Brewing TV in 2010. I've been tracking these boys for many, many years.
14 years.
And now Nate is one of the more recent additions to their awesomeness portfolio.
Hello, here we are.
We're here to drink winter beers with Nate P. As dumb luck would have it, we haven't had much winter, but it's coming.
It's coming.
Literally right now.
Right now, we got some snow.
We're getting into some negative temps for the first time this weekend.
I'm going ice fishing for the first time this weekend.
Don't fall through.
Don't tell me what to do.
This is the best video ever.
No, we're safe. We've been taking it safe. The ice has been such... what's the deal with swearing here? Can I make a swear?
Go for it.
The ice has been such shit. I haven't been out one time.
It doesn't qualify for swear.
It's been so bad. And then we should also mention Chip was a beautiful guest on an episode of Shore Lunch. I can't think of what episode number it was, but we brewed a beer together.
13,
we brewed
maybe?
2 beers together in his garage.
Yep.
We went to big old Joe Greenfield /Ferguson /Big Times place in Wisconsin.
Birchwood, Wisconsin.
Yeah, had a nice time.
Caught your weight in bluegill.
And blue juice.
That's right, the blue juice made him extra sleepy.
Oh, jeez.
That's a story for another day.
All right, let's get into this
All
here.
right.
Huh?
So we have 2 very winter-themed beers and 1 just worthy of wearing the crown that we'll talk about. Let's start. You want to start with the winter warmer?
Yeah, let's do it.
Faribault Mill Winter Warmer Ale. Talk us through it. It's the middle beer.
Oh, it's the middle
do
beer.
Middle
right.
beer. Sorry.
It was okay. Here.
Are we sure about this?
I'm gonna. Yep.
Faribault wool. Fulton Winter Warmer. You'll edit this, right? So I don't sound like such an idiot. It's a collaboration we did with Faribault Mills in Faribault, Minnesota. A Minnesota institution of blanket making. Started in the 1800s, have been making great woolen blankets down there forever. Recently have expanded operations to pick up some cotton mills on the East Coast and are now creating cotton blankets. Woolen blankets.
This is freaking awesome. It's my first sip of this.
Thank you. And
dude.
combination
I
blankets.
know you didn't make it, so.
I didn't have any hand in it. If I made it, it would taste like dog shit. Anyhow, we collaborated with them to make this beer in this handsome Faribault Woolen Mills pattern. And you can see that in all these 4-packs. Available here at Thomas Liquor.
Sure is, Nate Dog.
And it's delicious. It's a super nice malty base. There's going to be juniper in this beer, hints of ginger, lemon peel, cherry for a nice, dare I say, exciting winter taste. Now, you guys with your expansive knowledge of beer flavors, well, I should press...
Is it orange peel or lemon peel?
Orange
it just
peel.
says citrus on the
Orange
thing.
peel.
Okay.
And I should say, I have the palate of a 3rd grader, so I'll let the experts talk about what they're tasting here. I taste
well, that's
delicious.
super
now.
generous. If not
By the
misguided.
description alone, I ventured to think it might be old-fashioned-ish.
Totally.
And it has that vibe, but it also has that ginger heat that kind of makes it a more dry finish than what we were talking about, like the Great Lakes Christmas Ale.
Yes.
It finishes a little richer and desserty. This kind of like cuts.
It cuts and it has a dry, just a nice snappy finish. And when you have it not ice cold, when you have it a little bit warmer than ice cold, what would that be?
I would say I always make this essentially chilled but not cold.
Chilled but not cold. That ginger and juniper jumps out so hard.
I think this is a perfect server set.
Yeah, it's an interesting beer.
What's
You
ABV on
almost
this?
said intervention.
It's an intervention.
It's an intervention beer.
Right. If you're drinking too much, it's
we brought you here for a reason.
Alcohol. It's the intervention beer.
7%. Is that correct?
7.5.
7.5.
Okay.
Here, edit time.
Or
Cut.
would
It's 7.5%.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, it sure has.
That's freaking awesome.
So what is the collaborate like? So X amount of the proceeds are.
Wow.
There's something about free blankets.
Yes. X amount of proceeds went back to the mill to give away free blankets to the unhoused, which Faribault Mills has been doing for years.
Okay.
They did a lot of stuff with the military back in the day, blankets during World War II, and now they're focusing more effort on getting blankets out to unhoused people in Minnesota that need them. And their blankets are very nice. I bought one for my wife some years ago, and she absolutely loves it.
And
So-
she loves it.
Yeah.
Did she share it with you?
No, she doesn't. That's her
She
blanket.
loves it that much.
Listen, I'm running hot. She's running cold. So
Closing notes on the tasting note before
You
we
start.
go on?
First and foremost, absolutely love it. Awesome complexity with the orange and the ginger. I think I'm noticing the most, but still not overpowering at all. And definitely the that old-fashioned sort of character.
Yeah.
And I know over the years some other craft breweries have made these high alcohol, super boozy, basically old fashions in a beer. And this is all of that character scaled back and at a 7.5%, which makes it, in my opinion, ideal because it's utterly drinkable. Whereas so many of those were just so cocktaily and so boozy and just so hot, it was just kind of off-putting. This one, I could bury that in 30 seconds.
I agree with what he said.
Next up, beer number 2, Snow Emergency Stout. I would say this is a visual that is very close
It's
to the
perfect,
heart of
isn't
most
it? Right?
Minnesotans.
God. Now let's get some snow so people can drink this
No,
beer.
if you don't know, I don't know if this is like exclusive to Minnesota, but this is like the sign that would be up in our all over my neighborhood.
It
It lets
is.
you know snow route,
all the
plow
Twin
route.
Cities.
If you live in a place with deep snow, you might have this sign telling you you can't park
can't
here
park here.
until 2 days from now.
We brought this sign when we first made this. This is the third year we've been doing it. We showed it to the city of Minneapolis and said, "What do you think about this design?"
Yeah.
And they were like, "Anything to promote snow emergency awareness."
Oh my God!
We're 100% into it.
Oh my God,
That's
It's
hilarious.
I was wondering, it's like, well, we need 10% royalties on this.
no, they were just like
copyright.
anything that can be put
my God.
awareness to snow emergencies.
Is this
No?
exclusive to MSP or
I'm pretty
Minnesota?
sure it is.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
that's-
don't. I mean, we're the only state that gets snow, as far as I know.
Oh,
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right.
Just kidding.
you
No,
don't
this
think
is
Madison has a... Okay.
This is
Let's go with that.
that's my dumb saying things that I think I believe. No,
Welcome to World History with Nate P.
where we only get snow in this state.
History
right here.
according to Nate Dogg.
Well, especially in Minneapolis and St. Paul proper, the parking situation gets hairy. Like, you know, when it's a snow emergency, we only have a one-car garage with one driveway.
Yep.
And usually the garage is full of my fishing shit. So
So it's a no-car garage?
So it's a no-car garage. So like trying to find places to park the cars can get kind of tough.
All right, barley malts including chocolate, black, dark caramel mixed with chocolate wheat and malted oats. So there's things to give this body. There's things to give this breakfast vibes.
I can
you
see
drink
that.
this for breakfast?
I do.
Have you
Yes,
drank it
yes,
for
yes.
breakfast?
Yes, I have many times. I'm going ice fishing this weekend, so I suppose
man.
I'll be drinking
There
it
you
for
go.
breakfast this
Yeah.
You
weekend.
know you will.
Lunch
And
or dinner.
Bravo hops to complement the residual sweetness. I do not think this finishes sweet at all. So the Bravo
No.
and those chocolatey, roasty malts are doing their job.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the nose is just coffee. What up, Fitty?
Totes.
Okay,
Fitty,
question for you.
Fitty.
All right. So when I first tasted this, I love the beer, but I always thought of
But I
this.
hate the salesman.
No,
Crazy.
I'm not the salesman for this store anymore. So.
All right. Love the beer.
But I always thought at 6% alcohol in the mouthfeel on this, that it should be put in the porter category rather than stout. Now, I would ask both of you guys,
Okay.
what do you think? Where is that line? What defines? And am I just smoking Mary Jane that I think this is more in the porter realm?
I'm going to say that from my limited knowledge about the world and how things work, the line between porter and stout is almost invisible. Like you can make arguments, because I've had some big, beefy, roasty, toasty, dark porters that are real high alcohol, and I've had some super low.
There's such thing as an imperial porter.
Sure.
Yeah.
What's the difference? What do you? I mean, Chip, you're the fucking beer boy. Well, you guys are both the beer boys.
I mean, I'm not trying. I don't know. It's a good question.
For me, it's always it just comes down to mouthfeel, because all of those flavor characteristics are going to be there in a stout and a porter. That's what you get for the malt bill going in, and well, that's those styles. But and you can have like a milk stout or whatever, like that's 4% whatever.
Yeah,
so it's not necessarily alcohol content. For me, it's always come down to mouthfeel.
Do you expect a stout to be more astringent?
Or do you expect a stout to coat your mouth?
I wouldn't say that. I would expect a stout to be a little more mouth coating.
Porter might be a little more. I don't know what that middle range of malt is. It's not roasted. It's not based. There's something else in the middle that's almost like meaty, kind of umami-ish, that a porter will like lay into it. Whereas a stout kind of goes after those like dark chocolate, coffee notes. A porter might still be just like uber dark toast.
Yeah.
It might even be like the hopping. Like a porter I often feel like is a little more aggressive in the hop, whereas the stout lets the astringency of those roasted malts do that hop.
Yep.
Whew. I dug myself
That was a good
out
deep,
of that hole.
But I'm telling you, drinking these beers in a row, they're all super distinct, right?
Right.
This, I'm still having little bits of juniper and ginger while I'm tasting this. So, I mean, that could also be affecting our perceptions.
Well, that's true
right?
too, because we're coming off of something that has just a ton of stuff going on.
We do a bad job of having water.
Oh, I have my water.
I mean, I have water through.
actually
Mine's
water?
over there, but I mean, we never have.
We've never, that's.
We should have some crackers.
Man, I was going to bring
thing.
some cheese, but I
goldfish or
forgot.
something.
We had buffalo wings once.
That's true.
Next time, if I'm ever invited back, I'll bring some cheeses.
Oh, Nate Dogg, totally.
yeah.
Buffalo wings.
Cheeses and buffalo wings.
Yes, I know your expense account can do this. So
it's $1 million a month.
Yes.
That's what I'm...
Closing thoughts on snow emergency, other than hoping we get one soon.
I love it.
No, I'm not hoping for a snow emergency.
I am for high sales.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
But right now-
maybe for that, but snow's a pain in the ass.
His social media person is just chomping at the bit for
Okay,
a snow.
yes,
You can't post this yet.
You
It's
know
a
what?
green
If
Christmas.
we have a snow emergency now, the ice is so thin on Metro Lakes, it's going to screw everything up. So,
because I'm insulated.
so no snow. Let's get a
no
foot of ice on the lakes. Then it
We
can
don't
snow.
want to be losing Nate Dogg through the ice.
No, I don't go out on thin ice. That's not my style.
All right, third beer, Hop Kingdom 300 West Coast IPA, a.k.a. 300 IPA.
300 IPA.
Great story. It was batch 300, right?
Batch 300, correct.
And then it was so popular that it just like...
It's it's maybe my favorite beer that we brew year round. Mosaic forward, delicious 7%, malty, hoppy, perfect West Coast IPA.
Yep.
It won last year. It took the took first place for
The Guild.
IPAs from the Craft Brewers Guild,
Yep.
and took second place overall in that same blind taste test.
Whether it's true or not now, a couple of years ago, a quick write-up I found says a base of Pils malt, heavily hopped with Mosaic, but you said there's like 4 or 5 in the boil, but Mosaic just
Almost ate dry hop,
in
yes.
the dry hop. Pure hop candy, it was described as. It was also described as a clinic for demonstrating the use of copious quantities of Mosaic hops in a brew.
I think that still stands. What do you think?
True.
It's so good.
It's everything. It's like the tropical fruit, the berry, but also like that little dank underside.
Yeah, resiny, dank, fucking... And then the malt to just balance everything out. I do tons of tastings, being in the sales role, and I taste beer or sample beer for a lot of people that don't drink IPAs. And I'll say, taste this just to see what you think, and they'll always say the same thing. I was expecting it to be like too bitter. And it's not. There's bitterness to it. I mean, there's a perfect amount of bitterness to it, but it's super well balanced.
It's distinctly IPA.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know that.
It's a delicious beer.
But I would, Chipper Gore and I were talking before, just a few minutes ago, and I would say...
This guy and his nicknames.
Chipper Gory? Chipper Gore.
You get jokes. You're old enough.
I don't know jokes.
See, I feel bad. I'm slighting you because I'm Nate Dogg.
You got to go to Nate P.
Like,
Nate P. Nate
okay,
P. Nate
I know,
P.
but
that's my internet thing. You know what I mean?
You were talking to me about what?
back on track.
I'm like, let's get it.
Gold standard for IPA, West Coast IPA, and I think we all have to bow our heads in reverence to Bell's Two Hearted.
Of course, I was just gonna match you saying that.
Right.
Yes.
I think anyone who knows beer is like, that's kind of an understanding. It's like, yeah, that's gold standard, and it's right there. I mean, it's silver platinum standard.
When it comes to desert island beers, IPAs for me, and this is before I worked at Fulton, this would have been on that list with Bell's Two Hearted, because I love both the beers so much.
Yep.
I mean, the difference being the Mosaic hop. I mean, they're both They're both flavor bombs, institutions of IPAs, and a beer that I can drink so much of. I probably shouldn't, because they're 7%. But I've often found myself, having too many of these, and they just get more delicious as you drink them.
So it used to just be called 300 IPA. Now there's a whole family of beers. Now it's called Hop Kingdom 300. Tell me about the other three cousins.
The three cousins.
Three cousins.
And more. Kingdom. There's more coming. And I don't know if we could...
breaking news?
It might be... breaking news.
Oh, boy.
Hop Kingdom's a sub-brand of all of our hoppy beers. We have the Hop Kingdom 300, which is the same recipe as nothing's changed with the recipe, just the design on the can. We're using this as the flagship for this sub-brand. We have a hazy IPA. We have a juicy IPA. We have an Imperial IPA. They're all very delicious. And we're going to be rotating in and out new IPAs next year. So keep your eyes peeled, especially around the fishing opener this spring.
Ooh.
Because there might be something with a wall IPA. Maybe I've said too much, but keep your eyes peeled. If you're a fishing, person.
Wall IPA. Okay.
A little fish oil in the blend in the beer.
Fish blood, actually. No.
Okay. Nate Dogg, I gotta say, the Hop Kingdom series, I've been so impressed with.
Cool.
It's like it really took, I think, Fulton definitely to another level.
It's a new thing.
All four of them are just awesome. I mean, they just nailed whatever the style is, particular IPA.
Everything.
I'm really impressed with that series.
Thank you, dude, because we've, this is a whole new departure of, not styles, but a departure of design for us, and a departure of, this new brand family. Yeah. It's nice to hear that you, as a respected member of the liquor store industry,
off-premise homies,
you heard it first, enjoys it. So thank you, thank you,
buddy.
Thank you. Why are Chips and I's glasses so far lower than yours? Should we show?
I've been nodding and listening a lot.
I think Fitty has a lot of visitors throughout his shift.
Oh, sure.
He might just be like, you know what?
I'm sure of this.
Oh.
I also haven't had beer for like a week, so I'm like, oh, I love it. It tastes so good.
Oh, God.
Sorry, that was weird.
that was super good. I'm so glad I'm on this side.
Anything else? Anything else, Nate P, before we run out of battery on the GoPro?
Thank you for having me down here with you dudes. Appreciate it.
What's coming up on Shore Lunch that isn't too secretive?
Shore Lunch, we got some big shit coming up, actually. And I would say keep your calendars marked for February 23rd, because it's a big thing that we're going to be doing. Fulton's got a lot of cool shit coming up next year. Shore Lunch has got a lot of cool stuff coming up next year. Cool stuff. Get out there, do some fishing. Check it out. Drop me a line. Make some of the recipes. Go watch every episode of Chop and Brew. Report back with which one's your favorite.
All All right, until winter comes to your house or Nate P falls through the ice.
No.
Chop for chop, brew for brew.
Oh my god! Oh wait, here, let me share some.
Ta-ta.
Sorry, good thing of it more.
Goodbye.
Hey, bitches. Now we can say that.
Wave goodbye to myself. Nice. I think that went very well. Yeah, didn't it?
All right, so
We're really
Sorry,
getting
Jim.
out of
Sorry,
our
I derailed your whole fucking
Really
program.
got him again.
no. So any closing notes?
That's
on
gonna be a
this?
spin-off of this program.
Derailing Chip's whole
Right?
fucking...
No. The thing about patterns and blankets.
Yeah, we're gonna have textile talk with textile talk
Textile
with Chip
talk.
and Fitty.
Instead of what's Tech Talk? No, what's the Saturday Night Live?
TED Talk.
TED Talk. I'm thinking Coffee Talk.
Oh, coffee
Talk,
talk. I
Coffee
forget
Talk.
about that.
TED Talk. That's way too
Talk
cerebral
amongst
for
your-
me.
yeah, right, okay.
All right.